In a place like a warehouse, a group of gangsters was having a party eating durian. They were shocked because the door was broken and someone was running with their captive. The hostage was injured, but he was asked to get off first. The gangster immediately chased the man, and this man was named Zhang Tu, a detective in the Metro Police. For 4 months, he went undercover and was in this gangster's headquarters. After that, Zhang Tu called his commander to immediately send reinforcement. Meanwhile, the hostage had been secured and Zhang Tu had to fight these people. Zhang Tu was vicious and merciless. In a room, he was blocked by the boss who owned this place. The man immediately attacked Zhang, and they got into a serious fist fight. Zhang Tu, with his unique martial arts, succeeded in making this man exhausted. However, this man again managed to corner Zhang, but Zhang Tu threw him durians. But both of them were hit by the durian and finally collapsed. But Zhang Tu woke up first. Not long after that, the media was so hectic to announce that the police had succeeded in uncovering a criminal gang that kidnaps rich people. All the perpetrators were successfully arrested, and the commander gave a statement to the journalists. The police carried out this operation for 4 months. Baikwin is a city that borders directly with mainland China and other Southeast Asian cities. That morning, Zhang Tu came to the Metro Police Station. All the officers and other police members were busy greeting him. Everyone respected him very much. Zhang Tu saw that there was a gift box on his desk, and Commander Bai came out of his office and clapped. He said that everyone had to congratulate Detective Zhang, so everyone clapped. Then Zhang Tu invited Commander Bai to talk in private. They both have been best friends since they were in police academy, but Bai's career was better than Zhang Tu's. In the room, Bai praised Zhang Tu for his extraordinary achievement in saving Mr. Zhang, the famous businessman. Bai then poured tea for his best friend, but Zhang protested because this was not what he wanted. Zhang Tu was promised a promotion after this mission was completed. He had already spent 4 months there. However, Bai asked Zhang Tu to be patient. He said he would apply for Zhang's promotion and lobby his superior. However, Zhang protested and asked Bai to do it immediately. Zhang Tu didn't want to wait any longer. After that, Zhang then left. That afternoon, Zhang picked up his son, Zhang Ji, from the school dormitory. The teacher reported that initially, Zhang Ji was a cheerful child, but lately, he didn't want to obey the teacher's orders. Even Zhang Ji made scribbles in his book, mocked his teacher. Because of that, Zhang Tu told his son to apologize, but Zhang Ji still resisted. Zhang Tu then apologized to the teacher. Here, the teacher asked Zhang Tu to spend more time with his son. At home, Zhang Ji protested because his father always went outside, leaving him. Zhang Ji didn't want to be persuaded with sweet words anymore. This child then sat outside the house, and his father talked to him, persuaded him. Zhang Tu praised Zhang Ji and said he was very good at mathematics. However, Zhang Ji was just silent. Therefore, Zhang Tu asked his son to joke around, but he accidentally patted his son on the shoulder. Zhang Ji felt pain, making Zhang Tu suspicious. But the boy immediately ran away, and Zhang Tu chased him and caught him. Zhang Tu immediately checked his son's back and found it to be full of cuts and bruises, like marks from a beating. Apparently, there were 3 bullies who lived near the school dormitory, and they often beat up the children who lived in the dormitory, and one of the victims was Zhang Ji. That night, Zhang Ji cried, and he was afraid. This boy asked his dad not to leave him again, and also asked his father to arrest the bullies. Hearing this, Zhang Tu promised to his son. Not long after that, Zhang Ji fell asleep. Apparently, Zhang Tu immediately took action. He immediately got information from his informant, and he managed to find the bullies. That night, Zhang drove his car to meet his informant. This man immediately showed those bullies photos. They'd always visited a nightclub called Dala, and the informant was sure that the man named Dala was the boss of those bullies. And this was the man named Dala, the owner of the club. That night, he was sitting at a VIP table surrounded by his friends and call girls. There was a girl named Ching Su, and she was told to finish a large bottle of drink. Dala threw money at this girl, so Ching Su drank it until it was finished, making these people happy. Zhang Tu had come inside the club and was paying attention to the place, while Dala was busy playing with Ching Su. However, this girl reasoned that this place was not comfortable, so she would take her bag first. Zhang Tu saw Dala and his 3 friends moving towards. While in the bathroom, Ching Su vomited the alcohol she drank earlier. This girl looked very depressed, and her eyes were teary. Suddenly, Dala came to the bathroom. Dala's friends immediately grabbed this girl, and that's when Zhang Tu came in and beat these people. Zhang Tu slapped Dala in the face, and Dala threatened Zhang Tu and then ran away. He immediately ran to the DJ area and ordered his men to finish off Zhang Tu. All the workers at the nightclub came down and attacked Zhang Tu, but these people had difficulty dealing with him. In fact, instead, they were all battered. Dala attacked again, but he became Zhang Tu's target. Zhang Tu called the office, because when he checked Dala's pocket, there were some drugs in it. Zhang Tu asked a lot of officers to come here because there was a fight in the bar and a lot of drugs. Everyone was arrested, including the girls. However, Commander Bei scolded Zhang Tu because he suddenly went on a rampage in the nightclub. This case has not been registered, but instead Zhang Tu made a mess. Then Zhang Tu said that he didn't want a promotion anymore, he just wanted to be an ordinary detective. Zhang Tu then told Bei about his son's situation. Zhang Tu felt very guilty, because why would he chase a promotion when his son just wants to stay with him? Hearing that, Commander Bei understood, so he would find a way to make Zhang Tu become an ordinary detective. After that, Bei also said that Dala was supported by someone. Dala's father was Yu Kang. He was an Interpol fugitive for many years. He also committed human trafficking. It turned out there were 20 kilograms of drugs in Dala's car, and they would interrogate him so that they could find out where his father was. After that, Zhang saw the girl he helped in the bathroom. She didn't want to answer when interrogated by the officers. Therefore, this girl was scolded for being uncooperative. Then Zhang took over, and finally this girl told her name and said she came from Myanmar. She said that she was just looking for work in Dala's nightclub, and she also didn't use drugs. Ching Su asked Zhang for help, but Zhang refused because he had already helped her in the club's bathroom earlier. Because of that, Ching Su was angry and splashed Zhang Tu. Ching Su felt that the officers were unfair to her. Then Zhang Tu pressured this girl. If she didn't want to cooperate, she would be deported to her home country. So Ching Su was forced to comply. Inland, on the border of Myanmar and China, that's where Yu Kang's base was located. His lawyer reported the situation that Dala had been caught. If Dala confessed and showed this place, they would be caught. Yu Kang remembered memories when he played with his son when Dala was a kid. After that, Yu Kang was angry and killed his lawyer. Yu Kang thought that this lawyer couldn't work properly, so he asked his right-hand man, Xiao Bing, to find another lawyer. Yu Kang wanted his son to be freed without any charges. He would pay whatever it costs. Xiao Bing handed over a document showing the person who arrested Dala. It was the profile of Zhang Tu and his son. In another place, Zhang Ji woke up from his sleep. Seeing his father beside him, this boy was very happy, especially as his father said that the bullies had been arrested. All day long, Zhang Ji was playing at home. He was playing on his bicycle in the yard. At that time, Zhang Tu prayed for his late wife and continued preparing food for lunch. Outside, the dog was barking and someone came. Zhang Tu heard his son's bicycle fall, so he immediately went out to look for his son. But there was only the bicycle and his son's favorite music box on the floor. Zhang Tu immediately moved and ran to look for his son. He saw someone had been holding his son's hand, bringing Zhang Ji away. While Zhang Tu was chasing them, he was hit by a car. These people ran away, and Zhang Tu ran to the house to get the car. He immediately called Commander Bai and said that Zhang Ji was kidnapped. Zhang Tu told the car plate and color of the car. Commander Bai immediately ordered all his members to work, getting all the recordings on the highway to find a silver car with plate HGC 596. It was the kidnapping suspect's car. Everyone went to work, and Commander Bai immediately met Dala in the cell. Commander Bai was very upset and asked where Dala's father was. However, Dala answered he didn't know because he had never seen his father in the past 5 years. This made Commander Bai angry and beat Dala and said that in fact, Dala was sent money every 6 months, but the sender always changed. Commander Bai left the cell room angrily, while everyone was busy looking at the CCTV on the main road. One of the officers finally found it, and all the passengers in the car moved and got into another car. Knowing that, Commander Bai and his troops immediately moved, and he immediately called Zhang Tu. The criminals changed the car and moved towards the border towards Myanmar, so they would meet there. Meanwhile, these criminals easily crossed the border and they immediately headed to the border immigration office. These people bribed the chief officer, and apparently the girls who worked in the bar who were ported to Myanmar were instead detained at the immigration office. Ching Su was also there, and these girls were taken by truck. Zhang Ji, who was inside the suitcase, was also put on the truck. Ching Su was shocked to see that there was a kid in the suitcase. Not long after that, the bus immediately left. On the other hand, Zhang Tu arrived at the border area, and Commander Bai was already inside. It turned out that the head of immigration couldn't allow them to investigate the case here, because the rules had changed. They had to bring a new permit. After that, Commander Bai called Zhang Tu and asked him to come in as a tourist. He would try to find a way and send their troops. Finally, Zhang Tu entered the area. While in the middle of the road, the truck stopped because the driver wanted to pee, so he got out and was busy calling his friend. Ching Su was determined to open the suitcase and woke Zhang Ji. She was determined to cut the plastic cover and get out of the truck, but the driver saw them and immediately chased them into the forest. However, Zhang Ji's shoe came off, causing his leg to be injured, and he was struggling. The driver almost caught them, so Ching Su covered Zhang Ji's mouth, asking him not to make a sound. The driver immediately started looking for them. Feeling panicked, he called his 3 superiors, saying there was a woman who took the child in a suitcase, and they ran away. These 3 people immediately turned around. In the forest, the driver found a trail of blood and found Ching Su and Zhang Ji. Meanwhile, Zhang Tu got there, and he opened the plastic of the truck and asked the women in the back if there was a kid in here. They answered that their friend, Ching Su, ran away with the kid towards the forest. Zhang Tu saw his son's shoe there and immediately ran into the forest. While those 3 thugs got there and also ran into the forest, the driver managed to stop Ching Su, but luckily, Zhang Tu arrived and beat this man until he fainted. Zhang Tu told Ching Su and his son to run. Yu Kang's men had arrived. The 2 of them chased Zhang and attacked him, but Zhang succeeded in knocking them out. While one of the thugs, Feng, caught Zhang Ji and beat Ching Su. Here Ching Su tried to fight back, but this girl was struggling hard. Zhang came and ran to save his son. However, Zhang was careless, and Feng hit Zhang's head. The 2 men woke up from their fainting, suddenly appeared, kicked Zhang and Ching Su. They tumbled down the ravine. Zhang Tu fainted because his head hit a rock. Sometime later, Zhang Tu woke up and he was in a strange place, in a very simple house. He looked out and found that he was already in Ching Su's house and was told that he had been unconscious for a day. Zhang Tu frantically called Commander Bai, asking when they could come here. However, Bai asked Zhang Tu to be patient. He was trying to apply for a permit for an interstate investigation team. He asked Zhang not to be rash and careless and wait for news from them. Zhang hung up the call, and he was so panicked. Now it's only Ching Su who could help him. Then Zhang came to Ching Su, but Zhang instead was angry with her, thinking that she must know where their base was. Zhang Tu asked Ching Su to take him there. However, Ching Su was angry, because she had carried him for 10 kilometers to save him, but Zhang wasn't even grateful. Zhang saw that this girl's legs were full of bruises and wounds. After that, Ching Su gave a map to Zhang, telling him to look for the place himself. Not long after, Zhang looked for Ching Su, who was buying food downstairs. He even offered this girl 100,000 yuan if she helped him look for his son. But Ching Su was offended and said don't judge her by money, and after that she left. Zhang chased Ching Su, apologizing and begging because only Ching Su could help him at this time. Zhang Tu did not mean to insult her at all. In the end, Ching Su wanted to help Zhang Tu and gave information that she had indeed been to the shelter. Her eyes were closed and she was sent by truck. But what she really remembered was the place past a temple, and she still remembered the temple. They started looking for clues, even though it was only a temple, and there were around 70,000 temples in this country. On the other hand, Commander Bai also helped by providing information to Zhang, sending pictures of temples. Even though this was like looking for a needle in a haystack, Zhang Tu never gave up. For almost 2 months, they had been traveling around this country. The relationship between Zhang Tu and Qing Su became even closer, because Qing Su always accompanied Zhang. This girl admitted that when she saw Zhang's son in the truck, she was willing to help and acted recklessly. She didn't know why, but she felt she had to do it. Qing Su has worked in Dala's nightclub for 4 years, and she hopes that in the 5th year, she can pay off her adoptive parents' debt. But she has no regrets about what happened. Even though it's a despicable job, she has to survive earning money. It turned out that when she was a kid, she was also kidnapped by criminals and sold, and she was separated from her biological parents. Finally, her adoptive parents bought her and took good care of her. She just wanted to repay the favor. Qing Su cried sadly. She remembered only her name, that's why she felt she had to help Zhang Tu. Hearing this story, Zhang Tu was moved and didn't expect this girl to experience such a sad story. Meanwhile, Xiao Bing reported to his boss that the lawyer they paid a lot of money for gave up. The lawyer couldn't save Dala, and he would still be sentenced to 30 years in prison. Knowing this fact, Yu Kang was very upset. Zhang Ji was placed with other children who were kidnapped. Yu Kang's men opened the cage and took Zhang Ji out and took a photo of him. Meanwhile, Zhang Tu and Qing Su continued their search. Suddenly, Qing Su asked to stop, feeling that this was the temple. She was sure the gangsters' headquarters must be near here. They stopped and looked around. Qing Su made sure this was the temple. At the bottom of the temple, in the area near the forest, there were warehouses lined up. Qing Su then showed the place. Zhang Tu asked Qing Su to call the police and report the activities in that place. Zhang Tu then went down. Meanwhile, Zhang Ji was drugged and unconscious. The other children cried at this terrible sight. Zhang Tu then went down using the rope and saw that there were many children in that place. They started crying, and one of the guards got upset and went inside to scold the children who were crying. Zhang Tu immediately beat this guy up. This man immediately called his friends, then these gangsters rushed at Zhang Tu. Quickly, Zhang Tu took a hammer and mercilessly beat these people. One of the leaders, Dong, trapped Zhang in the excavator. However, Zhang still managed to jump down. This man attacked Zhang, while Qing Su was very anxious because the police took so long to arrive. Meanwhile, the brutal fight still continued. Dong was defeated and the Myanmar police came to the area. Angrily, Zhang asked where his son was. However, Dong, who was seriously injured, only smiled mockingly. Qing Su's car immediately broke through, and she calmed Zhang Tu down. If Zhang Tu was caught here, he could be deported and he would never be able to find his son again. Zhang was forced to leave with Qing Su. At home, Zhang was very upset because he was very close to his son, but he failed again. Qing Su scolded Zhang. If he continues like this, he won't be able to find his son. Zhang sat down crying, lamenting his fate. Qing Su then hugged him. That night, Zhang told Qing Su about his son. He said Zhang Ji liked to take his clothes and hugged the clothes in bed because Zhang Tu was always away. He used to be so focused on pursuing his career that he sometimes forgot about his son. Zhang Tu thought maybe this was a reply for him. Apparently, Zhang Ji was taken to Yu Kang's main house and treated to lots of food. Yu Kang ordered Feng to look for the officer and finish off. Yu Kang's man, Long, said he would carry out this duty. That night, Zhang received a call from Commander Bai. He said the police there got information from Yu Kang's man who was caught. It was confirmed that Yu Kang was also nearby. They didn't know the exact location yet, but he and his team had received their permission and the troops would come soon. That morning, Qing Su went down to buy breakfast. When passing the house downstairs, she was surprised to see Long already there and sitting with her 2 adoptive parents. Qing Su begged Long not to hurt her parents. Long asked for the drink Qing Su bought and put the powder in the tea, asking Qing Su to make Zhang Tu drink it so her parents would be safe. Qing Su was forced to go upstairs and hand over the drink. After drinking it, Zhang immediately became unconscious because she was afraid of Yu Kang's gang, Ching Su, and her parents would go somewhere for a while. However, Ching Su's heart was broken. Zhang repeatedly saved her, and they spent a lot of time together. She couldn't lie about her feelings that she had fallen in love with Zhang too, especially since Zhang once said that Ching Su was the best woman he had ever met. Ching Su cried sadly. She said goodbye and got off the bus and ran back to her house. Unfortunately, Long took Zhang already. Zhang too was tortured by this man, but he underestimated Zhang too. Apparently, Zhang too had been waiting for an opportunity and turned the situation around. Zhang too beat Long until he collapsed. Zhang too then took Long's cell phone and saw the children's photos. It was written that Zhang Ji has AB blood type and is ready for a heart transplant. Zhang was very shocked to see it. Meanwhile, Ching Su was very angry, sad, and disappointed. She was drinking beer in one of the bars in the city. She accidentally heard the old man in front of him calling someone, saying he would pay anything for that heart transplant because his blood type is the same as his grandson. Ching Su immediately turned around, and this old man immediately rushed over. Ching Su saw a car picking him up, and Feng was in the car. Shortly, the car driven by Feng arrived at a place, and there was Bajai behind him. It turned out it was Ching Su who was following him. Finally, she found this criminal's house. Yu Kang immediately handed over the documents to this old man. He said this is a healthy heart for his grandson, and it was $3 million. The old man immediately handed over the money, while Feng picked up the phone from his friend, Long, but it was Zhang too who called. Zhang just wanted to track their location and gave it to Commander Bai, who was ready at the border. Bai asked Zhang to be patient, they would immediately come. Zhang begged Bai to send the location to him because those people would immediately operate Zhang Ji. Finally, the location was sent and Zhang too immediately moved. Meanwhile, these people were preparing to go to the operating room. Ching Su still observed the situation, and inside, the doctor was ready to start the operation. Ching Su hardly thought about what she had to do. And finally, Ching Su turned off the electricity, just right when the doctor was about to start the operation. Zhang Tu drove his car angrily through the place. He took a bat and beat Yu Kang's men who were chasing him. Xiao Bing and Yu Kang came out of that place. At the same time, Ching Su went inside and hit the old man's head and immediately carried Zhang Ji to run away. Zhang Tu went upstairs, looking for his son, but suddenly, Feng attacked him. This was a second-round fight between Feng and Zhang Tu. With his weapon, Feng made Zhang Tu difficult to fight back. Zhang attacked Feng with broken glass. These two people were both fast, but Zhang's skill is much greater. Feng finally fell to the floor, while Yu Kang managed to find Ching Su and chased her, but Zhang stopped him from above. Finally, these two people face off. Zhang asked Ching Su to take Zhang Ji out, and Yu Kang attacked Zhang Tu with emotion. With the sword in Yu Kang's hand, making Yu Kang more dominant and making Zhang difficult to fight him. Yu Kang throwed away his sword, thinking Zhang Tu was helpless, but he was wrong. This reckless policeman still had energy to fight. Meanwhile, Xiao Bing chased Ching Su, and he managed to knock this girl down, making her faint. Xiao Bing immediately put Zhang Ji in the car and ran away from there. Meanwhile, Yu Kang and Zhang Tu still fought with their remaining energy. It was the energy of a furious father. Yu Kang finally fell. And finally, the joint police force got there. They arrested all these criminals. Finally, Zhang found Ching Su and asked where his son was. Ching Su was crying and said someone hit her and took Zhang Ji. Both of them were crying sadly. Zhang felt very hopeless and he was very frustrated. Not long after, Commander Bai came and was sad to see his friend's condition. The news of the arrest was broadcast in the media. The joint police of two countries succeeded in dismantling the human trafficking case. All members of the network were arrested and Xiaobing's photo, who was a fugitive, was shown on TV. One of the kidnapping victims was still missing, Zhang Xiaoji. And finally, for 3 years, Zhang never stopped looking for his son. He traveled to every corner of the country and put up banners on his car. Zhang Tu's struggle as a father was extraordinary. Zhang also met Ching Su, who had moved to the southern area of the country. She now helps her adoptive parents take care of the farm. Zhang thanked her, but he said he would never stop looking for his son. Qing Su prayed for Zhang Tu and hoped that he would never give up on finding Zhang Ji. Qing Su would wait for Zhang to meet her again with Zhang Ji. Then Zhang noticed something. In that agricultural area, he felt something calling him. Zhang Tu opened his eyes, and as if someone was guiding him to look to the right. Qing Su was surprised to see Zhang Tu went away. Zhang Tu walked into the sugarcane field, and he saw a boy wearing a red shirt, and he's Zhang Tu's soulmate. He was Zhang Ji, the jewel of his heart, and his beloved son. Finally, this father and son reunited again, and the film ends.